I have three amazing people with me, Crystal, Vanessa, and Veshone, and they just returned from Project Hope in one of my favorite cities in all of Canada, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It was a youth empowerment weekend to combat suicide and crystal meth, and we're just so glad to have our folks here. Crystal, who is the associate producer for First People's Voices, working with Indigenous youth. So Crystal, tell me about Project Hope.
Oh man, we had 24 First Nation communities from across the province of Saskatchewan come down to the city, 610 participants.
Wow.
So packed house, packed room, and it was a weekend to get equipped to combat some of these things, like you said, suicide, crystal meth. It was a weekend to have fun, and it was a weekend to hear about the love of Jesus.
Now, Vanessa, you did worship. Tell me what the response was, and we're seeing some in our monitor here in the studio and showing some video. But what was the response like from the young people?
Worship was incredible because you can see that the youth truly wanted to know who Jesus was. And it's all about what you're able to give them is that love, and they can experience that as they worship their Father. Amen. So the response was positive, and it was great because they get to worship a Father that is real and that loves them, and that's the best thing ever.
Are many of them that are coming never really understood the message of Jesus' love?
A majority of them did not know who Jesus was and the love of a Father that is there and present in the moment. So just being able to witness that and being able to be a part of something so great is an honor.
So 610 participants, Veshone. And I mean, we've talked about it in our Indigenous communities, the brokenness, but also the healing that's taking place. Yep. So what are some of the things that these young folks are battling, and what are some of the things that are being done to help them?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that we see on site are just depression, suicide, crystal meth, which we were combating with Project Hope. And I think the biggest thing to combat that would be love. Like loving them. We've seen through Project Hope and through other things that we've done, just the love of Jesus really seeping through, and that's what makes a difference within their lives. And like we see kids that are really just hoods on, don't show their face, but as soon as they feel the love from us and that we really do love them, everything comes off and they're like full of joy.
How do they respond to you? Because like you're a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
And you come, yeah, he said.
Oh, well.
No, you are. You're a cool guy. How do they respond to you, and as you share some of your story and to bring that impact?
Yeah, it's really cool. Usually they look at me, they're like, hey, you're the rapper guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're the rapper. And stuff like that. And they get excited. You know, just, I guess, meeting somebody who does music and music that they relate with as well. So usually it's just, they just filled with happiness and joy, I guess, yeah.
So third year this has happened, Crystal. What are you seeing in terms of the victories, and is this making any difference?
You know, Greg, I have to say that this initiative was started by Dolores and Marvin Netmaker and myself, partnership Crossroads, I Am Compelled, and First Nation leaders, Marvin and Dolores being the forerunners for this. What we're seeing is reconciliation. You know, you've got a diverse team of young people going to serve, basically the nation's going to serve. Vanessa's background Spanish, Veshone's background Jamaican, and you've got the nations opening up their arms to go and serve this group of young people that's been down and out, and they don't even know that they're loved until we show up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they travel from 10 hours, you know, they get in their vans, they get in their cars, and they drive 10 hours from their communities to come and hear a message of hope because they're desperate. And so when we link arms and we walk together, what we're seeing is a powerful force of unity of the church being what Jesus was supposed to be, you know, the hands and feet, and no judgment, no condemnation, but just really loving and accepting them who God created them to be.
Yeah. So Vanessa, why should people that are watching this program get behind what you guys are doing and financially supporting us and helping us?
Because we're all believers and we all love Jesus and we're all one body of Christ. So we're all brothers and sisters, and I think everyone deserves to know the love of God and the love of Jesus, and all the youth that are struggling, that there is a way out, and there's definitely a path where you can find a better life, and it's through Christ.
Veshone, what would you say?
I would say that, you know, there's a lot of kids that have lack of resources and things that they're not that they don't usually get to experience. And with Project Hope going on, it just provides a whole lot that they get to experience within that one weekend. So I think that would be that would be my reason to support it.
Yeah, I mean, I love you guys, and I know our audiences, they've seen you, there's this passion, and you're making a difference. So keep doing it. Get behind what we're doing here. It's amazing. God is changing our nation. He's bringing hope and healing into the Indigenous communities that need a lot of hope and healing. So I'm going to get emotional on this because we're actually seeing things happen. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you.
Well, coming up next, we have Bible commentator Danielle Strickland, and she shares with us God's ultimate plan. Take a listen.